I'm I'm happy with the colors of the rocks. They all three match. Everything's dry. If I were going to do anything, I might add just a touch more green to it, but I'm happy with the way they look. I'm okay with it. Before I seal those with clear finish, I'm going to put some sand down, and to do that I'm going to use this adhesive spray. Guys, maybe you can see those colors. You can see the reds and the darks. You can see a little bit of the green and the tan. That's pretty much what they all look like. So I like the definition. I think it looks like a good rock. Okay, what I have here is just a clear satin finish. I also have matte finish, so if I don't like the gloss that's on it when I'm done, I can hit it with a matte and flatten it out. At this point, I just want to seal it. I'm going to hit the sand and rocks as well. All we don't want on these rocks is to have this stuff run. So just make sure you don't hit one spot real hard. Alright, well this is pretty shiny. It's wet obviously, but it really helps bring the color out. And I'm glad I didn't add any more at this point, because that sheen has really shown the green that is in there. I'll move you over so you can see a little better. I'm not sure how it's going to pick up on camera. You can really see the greens a lot better now. The shadowing from the black, the dark. I think it really looks good. I'm glad I didn't add more. So guys, what I've done is I've just kind of laid out to dry fit what I'm going to add, some of the stuff I'm going to add to the habitat. I think I'm going to use a hot glue gun to try to put it down. So what I need to do is I need to look for the contact points, and it looks like I have two of them, one there and one there. Maybe one right there. Alright, so let's flip this over. Some glue on there. This works good for this. A few sticks. here and there. And this glue is actually working pretty well. This hot glue, for the most part, I'm happy with it. I put a little mushroom on there. Sorry about that, I didn't have you face the right way. We're just going to sprinkle some and we'll clear coat them down. Have to get down on them. I mean, like, even the stick I'll spray. Hit the rock quick. And I actually already have 2 coats on this rock. So this will be the 3rd coat, which is more than enough. Alright guys, I've got a little more moss I want to put on, the green moss, but I'm going to let this dry, and when I put that moss on, I'll take this stuff off first, because if there's any parts of the sand that peel up when the tape and stuff comes off, there'll definitely be some moss going there. Got all the tape and paper off, and you can see I need to go through and touch up the edges a little bit. You can see a little bit of white there, so I just need to go through and touch that up. I'm going to use Restore Finish walnut stain to clean up this residue from mache that got into the grain of the wood here. What this does is it kind of, I don't know if I'm going to use the right word here, but emulsifies. It ends up reliquefying the varnish and stain that's on here to spread it out. And then when it dries, you can't ever revarnish that again. You can't recover it with varnish or shellac. You have to use this, the feeding wax, the orange oil, beeswax wax to seal it. Now because it's on the inside, I'm not even worried about sealing it. If I were doing the outside of this, then I would seal it with the feeding wax. But what this is going to do is going to clean that up so you don't see that white. Then once this is dry, I'll go through and we'll repair or color in the mache along the edge that didn't get. So you put this on and then wipe it off. You can see how that darkens it right up. Now we're just going to go through and wipe it off. So that's a pretty handy product. I wouldn't want to use it as a go-to for every refinish, but it certainly has its use and purpose. And this was a perfect example. So what I'm going to do to fix this stuff is I'm going to take a very fine tipped brush and I'm going to use this chocolate brown, One thing I don't like about these acrylics, this set of acrylics that I bought, is that it doesn't say actually what color it is on individual jars. But it's not red, but I think up against the walnut stain and between that and the red sand, I think this chocolate brown is going to blend just fine. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to go through and with as steady a hand as possible. I don't know that there's a good way to do this and show you. Okay guys, I'm gonna put some greenery down. Green moss. Just kind of have to decide where I want it to be. Alright, I've got my matte finish again. It does take a little of the gloss off the rock. There's still some there because it is a clear coat. But we're going to hit the moss. Just to help fix the top, like hairspray. I think that's going to end it for this habitat build. Once the taxidermist gets the bear on it and stuff, I'm going to try and get back and get another picture, a little more video of it. So that will be the ultimate close to this episode. But this is the end of the build. I'll get it to the taxidermist probably tomorrow, Saturday morning, for this coyote. And the idea for this one is sort of a floating live edge wooden shelf, so it can kind of be displayed like this instead of just the traditional hung on the wall like this. So stick around for that too. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.